Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. If you like puzzles or if you'd like to see me struggle to solve one and have a laugh at my expense, then you're at the right address. So please like and subscribe. Today I'm going to be trying my hand at Black Door by BremSter. If you'd like to give it a go, there will be a link in the description. If you do, please let me know how you fared and what you thought of it. Right, this is continuing the Sudokétudes series 9. So if you'd like to start at the beginning, you can find the first video and start from there. Let's read the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 to 9 in each row, column, and box without repetition. Numbered rooms. A clue outside the grid indicates the digit which has to be placed in the nth cell in the corresponding direction, where n is the digit placed in the first cell in that direction. Right. What does that mean? So that's a 6. So this is telling us that we need, we know that we need to place 6, but it's referring to 6 in row 7. If we put, let's look at that one properly. If we put 7 here, this would be telling us that 6 is in the 7th direction in row 7, starting from the 6. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this would have to be 6. Right? If we look at one from above, if this was 8, it would be telling us that the 5 in column 6 is in the 8th position. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Of course, you can always look at the number of the row, right? But I'm just explaining what does that mean. Right. We don't have any on the right side and bottom side of the grid, but that could happen. If that happens, then you just start counting from where the numbered room clue is. So if we had something here, then we would count from right to left. Okay, that's it. A sip of tea. Restart to reset the time. And we see here that there is one that's already given. Both of them are given, right? So this clue here is telling us that in the second position in row 2, there is a 3. So 1, 2, that would be a 3. Notice that we can't have 1 in front of a numbered room unless it's a 1 outside, right? Because 1 would be telling us, if I put, well, I can't put a 1 here, but if I could, then this would be saying 4 is in the first position, but the first position already has a 1 in it, and that's not possible, right? And we can't have the same digit here either. So I can't have 4 here, because it would be saying 4 is in the 4th position, but I've already used 4. So yeah, that's what. Right, a sip of tea. Now that I have a 3 here, we'll do some normal Sudoku in a bit, but now that I have a 3 in box number 1, that means that this digit has to be a minimum of 4. Why? Because I can't have 3 in box number 1 anymore. So this would have to start from 4 forward. Of course, it can't be 8 because 8 is already filled, but you get the gist. Okay. Right. So let's just first do a round of all the digits and see if we can pencil mark anything or completely fill something in. I can see already that in box number 3, we can't have 1 in row 2 and 3, and we can't have 1 in row 9 either. This one is already filled. So this is the last cell where we can have 1 in box 3, so we can fill it in. Now we can't have 1 in any of these, so I can pencil mark. Oh, come on. I thought there. Pencil mark 1. Third time's the charm. Anything else? Doesn't look like it. 2. Well, can't have 2 in box number 4 in any of these 2 columns, so one of these would have to be 2. That's about it for 2, I think. 3. Box 7 can't have 3 in columns 2 and 3, so one of these have to be 3. Of course, this one can't be 3, but it's easier in selecting these to select the whole, all 3 of them, knowing that the software doesn't allow me to pencil mark over a filled digit. Right, 3 somewhere else. No. 4. What about 4? Doesn't look like it, right? We only have 2. We don't have any 5s. That's interesting. Do we have any 6s? We have 1. 7. We have 1. 2 8s. Okay. 2 8s. And 2 9s. Right? Okay. Right. Oh, I didn't see this one. The 5 is already... Oh, and the 6. I've missed quite a few. I don't know why. I saw this one and then I didn't look at anything else. Right. So this one is telling us that in the 5th row, 5 is in the 4th position. So we can look at the column, we can count. This would be 5. And this one is telling us that 6 is in the 4th position. So this would be a 6. Right, so now I do have 2 6s here, and I can pencil mark 6 in column 7. Right. Right. What else? What else? Okay, this digit here, it can't be 1 and it can't be 6, we know that already. But it can't be 7, 8, or 9 either, because we can't have 6 in any of these columns here, or any cells, because we already have 6 there, right? So this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it, right? We'll fix that, but I'm just showing you how it is. Well, it can't be 1 in any case, because like we said, we can't have 6 here. So 6 could only be in one of these places. And we can't have it in the 6th position, because then we would have 2 6s. So this is from 2, 3, 4. However, 2 and 4 are already, well, they exist already in column number 1. So this would have to be 3, which means that that's a 6. We're getting somewhere, right? Can we do that trick anywhere else? Can we do that trick anywhere else? Well, I'm not sure, but let's look at that 5. We can't have 5 here. But we can't have 5 in box number 5 either, because there is 1. So these are the possible positions. And those are 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Can't have 2, so it's 3, 7, 8, 9. That's not as useful, right? It's not as useful. What else? What else? I'll take another sip of tea. I'll take another sip of tea while I try to think about it. While I try to think about it. Did I look at all of these? So this one is, well, we said it can't be 3, so it's from 6, 7, well, 4 as well, right? 4, 5, 6. No, there is no 7. No 7, no 8 or 9. So it's from 4, 6, or 9. It's not 4. So it's 6 or 9. So one of these have to be a 3. Okay. What about this 4? Now this 4 is, well, it can't be 6, 7, or 9. So this could be interesting. It can't be 1, but it could be 2, 3. Well, it can't be 2 or 3 because we already have to. Well, let's forget about that. Let's just look at the column for the row to start. We know that it can never be on the first position. So it could be the second, the third. It can't be on the fourth position either because then we would need 2, 4. It could be on the fifth, and we can't have any of 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9 because we already have a 4 there. So this is 2, 3, and 6. We already have 2, 3 in the box and in the column. So these are not 2 or 3, and we're left with 6, which means that that's a 4. The 6th column, which means that that's a 9, and that's not a 3 anymore, or a 9 for that. And this would have to be a 3, the 9th cell. Now, if we look back at box number 3, we only have 1 left of our 8 pencil marks, so we can just fill it in. Okay, so now where is 8 in box number 1? It's not in row 4 because we already have an 8. So one of these have to be an 8. Where is 9 in box number 4? Well, it can't be in column 1 or 2 because of these 2 9s. So one of these have to be 9. So now we know that in these 2 cells, we definitely have a 2 or a 9 and nothing else, because if one is 2, the other is a 9, so on and so forth. Right, that helps. Now we can look at other digits, say in box number 4. Where is 1? It's not there. And it's not in row 5 either because of that one. So one of these have to be 1, which means that in box number 7, one of these have to be 1. Okay, so far so good. This isn't a 3. This isn't a 3. Right. What else? Anything else worth pencil marking here? Yeah, well, more than pencil marking. Where's 4? Where is 4? Well, row 1 and 3 already have 4s, so 4 has to be in row 2, column 3. Now we know where the 8 is. That helps, which means that this becomes a 7. If that's a 7, I know that 5 is there. Excellent. Now I still need a 5 in row number 1 and 2 places to put it. Though I can't put it in column 4 because there's already a 5. So this becomes a 5. And the last digit missing in row 1 is, what is it? It's a 6. That helps. This isn't a 6 either anymore, so we can fill in the 6 in box 3. I'm missing 2 digits still in box number 1, and they are 5 and 7. Unfortunately, they're still not disambiguated, or they're still ambiguous is probably a better way of putting it. In any case, right, what about in box number 3 though? I do need a 5. I only have 3 places to put it. But one of these is definitely a 5 in row number 3. So I can't have another 5 in row number 3. And 5 in box 3 has to be in row 2, column 8. And I'm still missing, I'm missing a 2 and a 9. A 2 and a 9. Right. Let's do some bit advanced stuff. We have in row 4, we definitely have a 9 in one of these 2 positions, right? And in row 8, we definitely have a 9 in one of these positions. Is that correct? Which means that if we now look at the columns, right? Each of these columns have 2 positions that are dependent on each other. That's called an X-wing, but we don't have to. I don't know, remember that. Well, you can, but it's not very important what it's called, is what I mean. Right. So what does that mean? It means that we can't have 9 in any other place anymore in column 7 and 8. Why? Because if this is not a 9, in column 7. This one has to be, because if this one isn't a 9, then this one is, and this one isn't a 9, so this one is. And vice versa, if you look at column number 6, if this one isn't a 9, then this one is. And I know that this isn't in column 6, but this is the interaction between the columns and the rows. And if this one isn't, and if this one is a 9, then this one is, and this one isn't, and this one is. So we know in column number 7 and column number 8, did I say column number 6? We know that these are the positions of 9, and none of the others can be 9 anymore, which means that in box number 6, we need a 9 in one of these two. Right. Now, that's where it gets interesting, because now if we look at column number 3 and column number 9, we see that they both have 9s in these positions, and this is the same. You see the X now? If we connect those dots, we get an X, which looks like the back of an X-wing. So hence the name. At least I didn't name it, so I think that hence the name, but yeah. Right, so, but that gives us the same deduction, as in we started with the columns and we know that these are the positions, but now if we look at the rows, because these positions are definite in the rows, as in we know that one of these has to be 9 and one of these have to be 9, then we can't have 9 in any other place in the rows anymore. And these aren't 9. So one of these have to be 9. This one can't be 9 because we already have a 9 in column number 5. So this one is a 9. Right. Now if we look at box, do we need the colors? I don't think so. Now if we look at box number 2, columns 5 and 6 can't have 9s anymore. And row number 3 can't have 9 anymore because of there's definitely a 9 here. So this one isn't a 9. And that's the last position for 9 in box number 2. Now, well, I could have started here, I think, in row number 3. I saw the 9 X-wings and I thought it's a nice time to introduce you to the concept. Right. Row number 3 is missing a single digit, since we know, even though we don't know where 5 and 7 are, we know that they have to be in these two, and the same applies for 2 and 9. So this one is a 3, which is the last missing digit. And these two have to be then from 2 and 8, because they are the two missing digits in row 2 and box 2. Okay, so what can we do now? How do we continue? How do we continue? Any interesting digits that we can pencil mark or so? I see 1, no, 2, we didn't get a lot, right? 3, we got a few 3s. Did that disambiguate anything? Doesn't look like it, does it? 4, oh yeah, 4 and box number 7 has to be in one of those two. That could be interesting. Anything else? No, doesn't look like it. 5, no. Interesting. 6, well, one of these have to be 6, since we can't have 6 in rows 7 and 8 anymore, or in column 4, so one of these is a 6. Oh, by the way, the X-wing pattern happens often, and it's partly why we it's not really, but why we pencil mark 2, because it makes it easy to see as well. Again, this is more an insight on how I think about puzzles and how I solve it. There's no correct way, or at least I don't know if my way is, between quotes, the correct way. It probably isn't, since I always struggle. So feel free to find your own methods. Right. Where is 8 in box number 7? It's not in row 9. It's not in column 3, right? So one of these have to be 8. So now we know that these are from 4, 8. We can pencil mark them. And that means that I'm still missing a 1, a 5, and a 7. Does that help in box number 7? Doesn't look like it. I can pencil mark it completely, but it doesn't really help me, does it? I'll remove the corner pencil mark just for clarity, but so in column number 1, I'm definitely missing a 5 and 7, but I'm still missing a third digit. What is it? It's an 8. So one of these have to be an 8. Okay, still not very helpful. How about row number 5? It's not missing a lot of digits. Are any of them determined, the position of any of them, at least? What am I still missing? A 2. Well, this one isn't a 2, but those could be. A 6. Well, this one isn't a 6. Those could be. And a 7, which could be anywhere. Okay, so it didn't help. Right, what was I doing? What did I do? I got to the 8, but I was going through the digits. Which ones did I do and which ones didn't I do? I did the 6s, I think, right? I did. So where's 6? I was doing 6s in any case. Where is 6 in box number 4? Because it can't be in the first column, and it can't be in the third column, and it can't be in the fourth row. So one of these is a 6. Okay. Okay, what about 7? Oh, we don't have a lot of 7s. 8 we just did we? Yeah. And 9. 9, we've pencil marked everything with 9. Okay, so that's not it. Did I do all of those? I did not. I forgot completely about. I didn't forget completely. I forgot that there was still some. So this one can't be 7, of course, because 7 would mean that 7 is in the 7th position, and that doesn't work, right? So this one has to be 5. Has to be 5. This one says where 4 is. So 4 is in the 6th position, and that's a 4. And anything else that I've missed? No, that was it, right? That was it. Right, so there's no 5 here anymore. And if there's no 5, the only place we can have 5 in row number 3 is in box number 1. So this becomes a 5 and a 7. And here we're missing an 8 and a 7 still in those 2. So that's not an 8. Well, that is an 8, but that's not really necessary in a pencil mark anymore, and in a corner pencil mark anymore. And here we have 1, 6, and 5, right? Yeah, right. But this cell then can't have 5 and it can't have 1, so it has to be a 6. And then this isn't a 6 anymore. And these are from 1, 5. Right. What am I still missing? I'm still missing a 2 and a 7, which could be in all of them. All right, so let's continue. Well, since this one is 5, then of course the 5th position has to be 7. And this becomes a 1 and this becomes a 7. Now we only have a 6 in box number 8 in one place, so we can just write it in. Now where's 7 in box 5? It's not in columns 5 and 6, right? Because these already have 7s. So this has to be a 7. Now I can see that in column number 4, I'm still missing a 1, 2, and 8. So let's pencil that. 1, 2, and 8, right? These are the missing digits. But if I look at row number 7, I see that there are already a 1 and an 8 in it. So this isn't 1 or 8. This is a 2. This is a 2. And now in row number 7, I'm still missing a 3 and a 4, right? This one can't be 3 because we already have a 3 in column 9. So that's 4. That's 3. Right, and now if I look at box number 6, I can see that these aren't 3 because of the existence of these two 3s, and this one isn't a 3, so that becomes a 3. What's next? What's next? What am I still missing in box number 8? I'm missing a 3 and a 4, right? So this one has to be 4 since this one can't be 4, and this one has to be 3. Right. Now, surely we should be able to figure out where 3 is in box number 5, right? Since it's the last one without a 3. Well, it's not in rows 5 and 6, and it's not in column 6 either. So this one has to be a 3. The last 3. The last 3. Right. Right. What else? What else? Right. So I'm missing a 2, 8 in column 6, but there must be and something else, and a 1, right? So one of these is a 1. Doesn't really help me, does it? And here I'm missing a 2, 8 as well in column 5, because it's the same 2, 8 in box 5 in any case. And a what? A 6, right? That helps. So that's a 6. Is that the last 6? Yeah, that was the missing 6. So this one has to be from 2, 8, right? Because that's the only 2 missing in column number 5, but this one can't be 8. So now we know that that's a 2, that's an 8, that's a 2. And the last missing digit in row 5 is 7. Now I should be able to fill the last 7 in box number 9, and it's certainly there because we can't have 7 in any of these, which is good. What am I still missing here? A 1 and an 8. Huh. Both still allowed. That's interesting. 1, 8, 1, 4. We have to figure it out. So where's 5? Where's 5 in box number 9? But those aren't 5 because we already have 1. This one isn't 5 because we already have 1 in row 7. So this one has to be 5, which is great because now we know that that's a 9 and that's a 1. That resolves the 8 and 1 and the 8 and 4. And the last remaining digit here is a 2. And if that is a 2, well, we don't have to go through that. This becomes a 2, this becomes a 9. Right, and what am I missing here? A 2 and a 5, right? No, a 9 and a 5. And hopefully those resolve it, otherwise broken the puzzle. And these are a 2 and a 4, right? Yeah, so this one has to be 4 since this one is not allowed to be a 4. This becomes a 2, and the 2 starts the domino effect. 5, 1, 8, 1, 8, 7. Right, moment of truth. Yay, very nice. Very nice. A really nice introduction to numbered rooms. So I hope that you liked it. There are lots of puzzles on numbered rooms if you feel like looking up more complicated between quotes ones. If you did like it, then please like and subscribe and maybe share. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.